Meet the Volkswagen ID.5, one of two electric cars to come from Volkswagen next year that want to challenge the Tesla Model Y. There are two body styles available, this coupe-like SUV and the regular 5-seat large SUV. In this video, we're going to tell you what it's like to drive, go through the key features and ask the question, should you wait until late 2024 to buy one of these? Let's get started. Volkswagen ID.5 is a coupe-like SUV poised to join the German automaker's electric car charge in Australia from the middle of 2024. Its closest rival is the Tesla Model Y, Australia's top-selling electric car so far this year. The ID.5 GTX is one of 4 electric vehicles to join the Volkswagen lineup next year, including the ID.3 hatchback, the ID Buzz, a modern version of the iconic Combi, and the ID.4, the SUV wagon version of the ID.5 we have here. This test relates to the ID.5 GTX, which is the slightly sportier version of the regular ID.5 Pro. We sampled the pre-facelifted version of the ID.5 GTX as a guest of Volkswagen on a media preview drive in Europe. However, it's worth noting the ID.5 due in Australian showrooms by this time next year is expected to be the recently updated model with a subtle power bump and improved energy efficiency. Although we will reserve final judgment until we test the updated version on local roads, we did get some telling insights into what to expect. Price is yet to be announced, but by our calculations, using European pricing as a guide, the ID.5 is expected to land somewhere between $75,000 and $95,000. Despite its curved roof and coupe-like proportions, the ID.5 is surprisingly comfortable and roomy inside. Although the roofline tapers over the cargo area, backseat passengers still have a fair amount of headroom. The open feel of the cabin is no doubt aided by the full glass sunroof, the same as a Tesla Model Y. However, thankfully, the ID.5 has a retractable sunroof blind as well as UV protecting glass, for those times when drivers want a darker cabin and less glare. Whereas the Tesla Model Y does not have a sunroof blind of any kind. There's plenty of storage in the door pockets and a decent-sized glove box. The center console is long, deep and narrow and houses a wireless smartphone charger and 2 USB-C charge ports, and it has a retractable cover to hide valuables. The dashboard has a clean, wide, open layout with good quality materials. There are 3 seating positions across the back row, with limited knee room and a modest amount of footroom under the front seats, and a ski port is part of the 60/40 split seat back. Backseat passengers have rear air vents to stay cool or warm, and 2 USB-C power ports to keep devices charged. Cargo space is fair for this type of body design, though it's no match for the Tesla Model Y. And the ID.5 lacks a frunk, a front trunk or storage area under the bonnet, whereas the Tesla Model Y has additional storage space in the nose. Our test drive included mostly open road and freeway driving, which is not where electric cars shine, but nevertheless, it represented conditions in which they are used in Australia. Our energy consumption averaged 17 to 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, which in our experience is average to slightly thirsty for an electric car of this size and performance. Our testing of the Model Y in Australia saw energy consumption range from 14 to 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. The performance of the ID.5 GTX is good, with a claimed 0 to 100 time of 6.3 seconds. In round numbers, that's a similar level of acceleration to a Volkswagen Golf GTI hot hatch. Except the ID.5 GTX feels brisker than the raw acceleration numbers indicate, thanks to the responsiveness of electric motors when already on the move. It means the ID.5 GTX has sharper reflexes than a car of this size and weight normally has. Forgive us if some of what you're about to hear is a bit repetitive from other videos, because the way car manufacturing works, big car companies love to commonize a lot of their components. So we are presented with the same infotainment screen in all these cars and the same digital instrument cluster. And so therefore, the same criticisms apply with those cars as well as the ID.5. Frustratingly, there are only touch surfaces for the air conditioning and volume controls, and even worse, they are not illuminated at night, so you need to take your eyes off the road and really concentrate hard to try and locate those tabs. Same with the steering wheel. The steering wheel is just a touch surface. It's quite hard to locate your thumb or your finger on the right control, and we have railed against touch surfaces on infotainment systems and steering wheels for years, and hopefully Volkswagen is getting the message not just from the media but also from customers, because there have been reports in recent months that Volkswagen has recognized the limitations and they will eventually do something about it. So hopefully the ID.4 and ID.5 and the other Volkswagen ID cars do turn up with an updated infotainment system and perhaps even physical buttons on the steering wheel. But you know what? Don't hold your breath. The ID.5 really is a comfortable highway cruiser, although as with all electric cars, they really are better suited to suburban driving, because that way they can recoup some energy in the stop-start traffic every time they hit the brakes. When you're driving at freeway speeds, there's less chance for electric cars to recover that energy, and therefore they're not as efficient. It's also the reason a lot of electric cars have a teardrop design. They're not copying each other, they're just trying to find the slipperiest shape to make this thing cut through the air. So that's why this electric car, the Tesla Model Y and even the Nissan Ariya, have a teardrop shape, because they are trying to be as aerodynamically efficient as possible at cruising speeds. Good points. The ID.5 does have a comfortable, roomy cabin. It feels secure on the road, and in GTX guys at least, it's pretty responsive. Gets around 0 to 100 in about 6 to 6.5 seconds, which is plenty fast enough for most people. For now, there's only a 10 kilowatt power difference. There's the 210 kilowatt rear drive ID.5 and the 220 kilowatt all-wheel drive ID.5 called the GTX, and that's the one we have here. As with other Volkswagen ID electric cars, there are adjustable headrests, wireless smartphone charging, and plenty of oddment storage throughout the cabin. It's an entirely pleasant, inoffensive car to drive. There's plenty of room in the front row, second row, and the cargo hold, but if you really want to maximise space, the ID.4, the SUV body style, is probably the pick of the two. I genuinely don't understand the fascination with coupe-shaped SUVs. Why would you go to the trouble of ordering a big car and then chopping a bit off the back? If you're going to buy an SUV, buy an SUV. According to marketing experts, a coupe SUV says to the outside world, I don't have kids yet. Whereas a regular SUV body style apparently tells the rest of the world, I'm chained to family life. That's why you see images of hang gliding and mountain bike riding and long walks on the beach in all the advertising, even though these cars are stuck in the same traffic jam as everyone else. Bad points? There really isn't a lot to dislike about this car other than that hateful infotainment system and these touchpads on the steering wheel. Other than that, there's really not a lot to dislike. One small annoyance, although there is a diagonal wireless smartphone charging pad that buries itself into the center console, for some reason I keep getting an error message on the screen and it's not charging the phone properly. Fortunately, there are two USB-C charge ports, so you can still connect your phone via a cable. It's comfortable and easy to drive, has zippy, responsive performance, and decent driving range. I think the Volkswagen ID.5 and ID.4 will mount a serious challenge, but we need to know how they handle Aussie roads, and we need to know the price. Until then, the jury's out. The great thing about the ID.4 and the ID.5, Tesla buyers now have more choice. Guess what, Tesla fans? The Model Y is no longer the only choice when it comes to an electric SUV in Australia. The Volkswagen ID.5 is a nice car, but I'm not sure it's a Tesla Model Y killer. That decision will come down to price and what the car drives like on Australian roads. To sum up, the ID.5 will bring a welcome choice to the growing electric coupe-like SUV class when it arrives in Australia from mid-2024. In the meantime, to find out more about the Volkswagen ID.5 GTX, go to Drive.com.au to read the full review. Please hit like if you've enjoyed this video and subscribe to this channel so don't miss any future updates.